Oh, my connection always messing up. Good morning, Facebook world. As I always say, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and definitely be glad in it. It's a wonderful thing to be alive. It's a wonderful thing to be in good health. It's a wonderful thing to be clothed in your right mind. So I'm not taking nothing for granted. It's a wonderful thing to have shelter, food, transportation, maybe a little change in your pocket. But I'm just coming to you letting us all know to be on high alert. History has taught us to be on high alert. Number one, I'm going to talk about some crisis and bring you back to 2020 terms. You know, we experienced slavery, which we are still experiencing slavery in another form. Slavery just have changed forms. We have experienced a Tuskegee experiment where the black men were given syphilis through injections. Don't forget about that. We also experienced the Jim Crow back in the 50s and the 60s, where we couldn't drink out of the water fountain, go into white-owned restaurants, and our money wasn't good enough. You know, we couldn't be buried with the white folks. We couldn't go to school with the white folks. We couldn't marry white people until 1967. Y'all don't hear me. And bring it back to our day and time. You take it back to the 90s in the Bill Clinton and Joe Biden era. The mass incarceration of the black men, you know. Then you go back in that, well, let's stop. The 80s, let's go about with the crack epidemic that came into our community. We were the ones the hardest hit. Now, don't get me wrong. Crack affected all races, white, black, Hispanic. But it hit us the hardest, people. And back in the 90s, where we had a gang problem, where all these guns was coming missing up off the tracks. Where did it come missing up? In the black community. Why is it always a coincidence when crisis hit, it hits the black community the hardest? Look at Flint, Michigan, the water crisis. Who did it hit? It hit the black community. And I'm just telling y'all people, whether you want to believe in this coronaviruses, and I believe this is a man-made virus, and I don't know anyone that ever died from it. It's people out here that's affected by it. But let me say this, people. If it come down to it, our community will be the hardest hit. You look in the skies. Now, as of yesterday, I did a video. We talked about the chemtrails. We don't know what they're spraying in the air. I don't know what it is because I'm not up there. And the gentleman did say, why we don't question things like that? What airport they're taking off from, and what are the chemicals? What's the purpose of them spraying chemtrails in the sky over the city of Chicago, over the suburbs of Chicago? I got to tell the truth, people. Now, you don't want to hear you. You can go on, continue to do whatever you want to do. You want to drink and turn up like nothing never happened, and talking about I'm gonna pray and all that. But trust me, crises do come. They do come, people, and they always hit us. Look at Hurricane Katrina. What community got hit the hardest? The black community. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Did white people get hit? Yes. But our community, we suffered the most. And still today, what's up, Mark? I see you. We suffering today. And y'all around here talking about Trump. Racism, hatred, these mad, deep population sciences was before Trump was. We was getting shot down, gunned down, handing out triple numbers and sentences in the courthouse. We get pulled over the most. We get fined the most. But I'm talking about the black community. We the highest one in HIV AIDS. We the highest one in diabetes. We the highest one in high blood pressure. I got to tell the truth, people, this is real. And if crisis hit, like they said it's going to hit in the black community the hardest. It's not going to bypass the white community. They're going to have a little numbers get hit. But we are going to take the biggest hit, both in crisis, in financial, in everything. Even in our own communities, you take the first responders, the 911, the ambulance. They don't even want to come in our community unless they have a police escort. You know I'm telling the truth. And they always say, well, I say, if the bullet don't kill you, the ambulance might kill you. And if the ambulance don't kill you, the doctor's going to get you when you get there. And that's why people, we need our own everything. Yes, I believe in separation if we can't get along. If you don't like us, I understand. I'm not going to make nobody, force nobody like me. I'm not going to throw myself on you to force you to like me. I'm just not going to do it. History have already told me that you hate me. Look at Margaret Sanger. Who do abortions hit the hardest? It's the black women. They have convinced black women to abort their babies. I got to tell the truth. Black women are out here having abortion like it's just birth controls. It's nothing. And I'm not into the point where I can tell a woman to do with her own body. That's between her and God. But I got to tell the truth. Every man and every woman is accountable of their own sins. And Martin Johnson don't have no hell or heaven to put nobody. But I got to tell you the truth in love. We have these mad scientists. We call them depopulation scientists. They're evil. Some of them look like us. And majority of them don't look like us. And they want to depopulate this place. Depopulation is murder. A man don't have a right to tell you if you can live or you can die. I got to tell the truth. This is serious, people. Be on alert for anything. Not just a fatal disease or any ordinary crisis. You got to be on alert for anything. We don't know if the troops coming in here. We don't know nothing. We're scrambling. We're bouncing off each other information, instincts. And those of you that got a third eye, those of you are spiritual. We need your advice. We need your help. We need to know what's going on, or else it's going to be lost for our community, people. Am I telling you to pick up your guns? No. But I tell you one thing, keep them by your side now. You got a God-given right to defend yourself on any case. Any case. You are just as much as important as any other human being on the face of the earth to live here on the planet Earth in peace. You have a right to eat and live and sleep. You have a right to have shelter, to enjoy the fruit of the land, the freshness of the air, and the pureness of the water. As I say, the beauty of nature. People, I got to tell the truth. You've seen it in your own eyes, the chemtrails that they're putting in the air. We don't know what chemicals going in there. I can't say it's the coronavirus. I don't know what it is. But we know it's something. You can't tell us our eyes are deceiving us. We have that much common sense. We're not that religious that we don't see what's going on around us, people. Beware of your surroundings, people. They're closing the restaurants. They want to drive through only. They're closing the casinos, people. They're closing the sports, the NBA. Come on, people. Something going on. And they all in on together. And the people at the bottom, which is us, we're scrambling for information. And we're lost. And those of us that look like us, that's in high positions, what are they doing? Are they warning us and telling us what is about to happen outside of this coronavirus? The courthouses are closing, but they are having bond hearings. So if you get arrested, they are going to have bond court. So they're going to have that. But people, we've never seen nothing like this in our time. I'm talking about in those of us that's living right now. Now they had what you call a Spanish flu back in, what's that, 1919. That it wiped out a lot of people. But people, I love being black. And if I die, God bring me back black again. And I'm telling you, I can't change none of these features. I'm not upset at God because I got kinky hair and full lips and a broad nose and caramel complexion. I am not upset at God at all. I'm happy to be living, I tell you. And I come from a great heritage, a great roots. We was inventors, and we still invent things right now. But if you watch TV, TV tells us nothing good can come from black. But somebody told a lie, and they couched, like Martin Luther King said, they couched it up in the language. But I'm here to tell you, black man and black woman, you are beautiful. You are the jewel of the earth. You are the diamond in the rough. You are the gold. My goodness, I'm talking tonight, this morning. I'm sorry, but I'm excited this morning, but I'm serious at the same time. So watch your surroundings. I can't tell you not to buy groceries. I don't know. We have no control over food. So we don't know what's in the food. We have no control over the water. So we don't know what's in the water because we're not the makers and the filters of water. I'm going to tell you, we don't know what's in the food that we eat, in the chicken, in the pigs. China had an epidemic in the pigs like 2 years ago, back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, where they had to exterminate a lot of pigs. So people, it's a lot going on. Be careful. Keep your eyes and ears open. I speak from a black perspective. I'm just letting you know. I'm black and I can identify with black people more than I can with white people. I'm just telling you, it might sound harsh, but I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. You know, my people are always last. We first to get fired and last to get hired. And when it's time when crisis come, crisis hit us the hardest out of everybody. The mass incarceration of the black man, the Flint water crisis, the vaccination of the polio and the Down syndrome, the Tuskegee experiment. We got hit the hardest, people. And you can't deny it. Slavery, the Jim Crow era back in the 50s and the 60s, we were hit the hardest. We got redlined and still being redlined in everything. So people share this information. This is real. I love being black. Black love, black power to the last hour, and race first. And let me talk to my good church people. You can walk around here and talk about you love Jesus if you want to. And I ain't got a thing against it because I love him too. But we know that the letter J wasn't invented till 400 years. We know his real name is Yeshua. But we recognize him as Jesus. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But they even want the churches to shut down. The church is supposed to be a place of refuge. And think about all the homeless people that don't have shelter, that don't have food. What about them? What about them? And see, that goes to show you they have made our churches a business. A business. They have. How could you license a minister and you don't, and the government don't even believe in Jesus, don't even believe in God? Oh, I got to tell the truth, people. This thing is real. And preachers, you have to stop being silent. Stop letting money be your God. Prophets over people. It has to be people over prophets. I got to tell the truth. We've been lured to sleep. We're not educated on a lot of things that's going on around us. We're quiet because we're afraid to speak out. We're afraid of death. You're not going to live here. You're dying every day, black man and black woman in the streets over senseless violence. You're dying over drugs that you're putting in your veins and you're putting in your lungs every day. You're dying over alcohol. You're poisoning your system. They gave the Indians a blanket with smallpox. Wiped them out. Wiped the buffalo out. We're dealing with monsters, people. Do I believe all white people are monsters? No. But look at history. Look at history. They cause trouble every place that they land. I got to tell it. This is real. Those of you who are biracial, it's real. I'm not telling you to hate your white mother. I'm not telling you to hate your white father. Not at all. But I want your white father and your white mother to tell you the truth. That our culture is targeted and hated for without a cause. You already know what it is. This is the Crime Chaser. Live, unedited, uncut. Share this video. Peace.